Hey team, Catherine Avery here. I've been talking about habits this month, and the focus has been on me building a meditation habit, specifically using the Calm app in the mornings. I've had this really interesting thing happen in the last like 24 hours or so. It's kind of been building up, but now it's here, and I wanted to talk about it because it fits in with the habits theme. So, first of all, you see I'm in my workout gear because I'm doing this pretty late in the day. It's after 6 o'clock. I'm about to go cook dinner. But I wanted to talk about this right now while it's fresh in my head because of ADHD and tomorrow I'm going to forget. And the time it would take me to write the notes down to do tomorrow's video, I might as well do it now, and then I'll just have it done. So that's a great thing to do when you have ADHD if you can just take the time in the moment to get something done, as long as you're not like interfering with anything really horrible. Like I don't have little kids at home anymore. I don't have to worry about dinner being on the table right away. So, okay, so here's the story. It's got a lot of moving parts. I'm going to start with you want to have to do one habit at a time. I'm to the point now with meditation where I know that I'm meditating more mornings than not. And by the way, it's still a habit if you're mostly doing it. If you break your streak for a day or two, or you go on vacation or something, but you come back and jump right back on the wagon and do it again, it's still a habit. I'm going to preface it with one thing because I said on the wagon. If you're dealing with an addiction or something, that's a different ball of wax. I'm talking about habits that have to do with like things that are not possibly life threatening or health threatening. Okay, so these are habits like exercising. It's not life threatening if I don't exercise. I choose to exercise a good 5 days a week. I don't exercise every day. Okay. I still think I have a habit of exercising because I'm in the habit of meeting my neighbor and walking. And she's a part of the story too. So she's been really helping me shift some of the ways I speak about things. And we're going through some big stuff on the home front. Bob and I are fine. It's nothing terrible, but there's just some stuff going on. And it's interesting to see how um, when we are trained as coaches to be curious and open and we ask all these questions of our clients and we ask them from a place of curiosity, which is what makes us good coaches, right? How we can forget to do that for ourselves in our own situations. So um, I've been working for the last couple of days on really shifting this habit around the way I speak about things and being super curious about them, specifically around these things that are very emotionally charged, right? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And that leads to that there's so many threads here, so just bear with me. I'm trying to like pull them all together because it all sort of is a mishmash at once. So one of the things we do in one of my coach approach continuing ed things classes is which is taught by Cameron Gott and is fostering mindful change. It's fabulous. It's all about uh, being mindful around our clients, specifically in the world of ADHD and other neurodivergencies. Yes, I said that right. Okay. He asks us as coaches to think, we don't have to say what it is, but to think about what is it? How do we want to grow as coaches? What's our learning edge as coaches? What do we want to get better at doing as coaches? And um, I'll talk about what mine is as a coach another day, because today I'm talking about me. He also asks us to think about how do we want to grow as people, as human beings. We become better coaches when we become better humans. And so becoming a better human is me being more open and curious about things that are more emotionally charged, that are closer to home, that are not necessarily around my coaching, because I'm already being open and curious in my coaching, right? But when they're emotionally charged and they're so close to home and they're about people we care about deeply, and it's not that we don't care deeply about our clients, it's just a different relationship, we can struggle with staying curious and open, or I can. So that is the habit I'm going to be working on. How does that relate to one habit at a time? Well, I've already feel like I've got the Calm app habit down, the one that you've all been tracking with me, right? Meditation. Um, And I feel like I'm ready to take on another new habit. And by doing this, what I'm finding is these amazing things are happening. So I met someone who said that she still uses the terminology of ADD, not just ADHD. And she said her clients who don't have the H, the hyperactivity of ADHD, don't resonate with the word, with the expression ADHD. They like ADD because it doesn't include that. So attention deficit disorder as opposed to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The way I've been trained as an ADHD coach is to say ADHD and then to explain inattentive, hyperactive, combined type. There's also impulsivity. There's a lot that goes on with ADHD. And if I hadn't started this curiosity practice, my answer might have been, "You're wrong. You're supposed to do this." Blah, 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 blah. Being curious means it was an opportunity for me to think, huh, should we as coaches be using language that helps our clients better understand, that resonates with them, and then maybe just save that teaching thing for later or maybe not teach at all. So because I was being curious and open, I just listened and I said, "That's very interesting." This is my neighbors trying to get me to say, "That's very interesting," right? So it was very interesting because it helped me think about things in a different way. And I'm really a little bit proud of myself, right? Because I actually did this. I was really actively working at this. And then today, in my other continuing ed course, which is with Denslow Brown, who is the founder of Coach Approach Training, we take a class called Coaching in Action. And when she asked at the end, I'm looking for topics, I said, this situation happened. I don't mention any names. That's not how I roll. And I said, she said, "I think that's a part of a larger topic." And I said, "Well, maybe the larger topic is possibly how do we language things? Do we as coaches not stand on principle's not the word I'm looking for, stand on ceremony and say, well, we've been trained to say ADHD, inattentive, combined type, hyperactive. Maybe we do say ADD because that helps our clients better understand and feel heard and feel um, understood. Maybe we shift a lot of language. So, like we talk about NCRW, naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. Maybe that doesn't resonate for some of my clients. Maybe there's different languaging that can resonate. And so, if we look at how we talk and how we ask questions and how we formulate things, we could be more open and curious, even more open and curious than we already are, right? We could be able to be super present with our clients and hear what their language is and how they're using that language. So, just an interesting thing, which is a very long winded way to talk about the next habit technique, which is helps you, which is to focus on changing one habit at a time. So I am focused on this one habit, which is being open and curious. And the reason it's easier for me to actually do this habit is because I'm not trying to do 65 other habits at the same time. I'm not trying to change my eating right now. I've got my eating down. I'm not trying to add exercise to the mix. I've got my exercise down. I'm not trying to do more follow up with clients because I'm already doing the follow up, right? This is just one habit that I'm trying to shift at this one time. And I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's 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 interesting. Very funny. It's interesting to go through life thinking, "Wow, that's interesting," as opposed to getting all emotionally attached and in the drama and in the and a little bit like not my circus, not my monkeys, right? If we can step back in that moment and not get emotionally entangled, how much will we learn? How much will we have opportunities to have our eyes open to other ways of thinking that may not be the same as ours? We can walk a mile in someone else's shoes, right? All right. So today I'm going to encourage you to shift a habit. And maybe it's how you're out there in the world. Maybe you can start saying, that's interesting, or how interesting, or tell me more. All right, have a great day, everybody. I'm going to go cook dinner.